What is up, everybody? Welcome. Welcome to a Sunday Sipalong here on Drums and Drams. Another Sunday Sipalong, making up for the lack of Tuesday Tastealongs, which is, this new series I've started over the last 7 weeks. Unfortunately, work conflicts have been getting in the way of my Tuesdays, and I've kind of had to, retry and regroup and figure out what I'm going to be doing. So today we got another Sunday Sip-Along, and I know it came at the last minute, and I do apologize. What's up, Joe Dickinson? Cheech, good to see you guys. Hit that like button on your way in. Yeah, guys, I literally just walked in the door from a gig. I had enough time to throw that thumbnail up real quick. What else? Microwave a little bit of chicken, and now I'm doing this. So picked these bottles up on the way home just for the occasion. But yeah, just barely made it. So this is going to be a little more of an informal Sunday sip along. We're going to go through these Old Forester bottles right now. We are going to compare them. I've got a couple of other things that we can do. It might not be as structured as the usual Tuesday taste along, Sunday sip along thing. And that's okay because I didn't have a live stream Thursday. So, we can have a little bit of fun tonight, but I still can't stay on very long. Anyways, Zach Jones says thumbnail on standby. Yeah, guys, we gotta do something about this. All right. I wish I could have gotten into some comfy pajama pants or something, but get this thing off, get the little penguin suit. So, anyways, we just played an outdoor concert with the orchestra. It was like this community concert, so it was really low key, but it was about to rain the whole time, and so it was just kind of a mess. But yeah, some classical music. Then we played like Pirates of the Caribbean, like a Michael Jackson medley. I was playing, Billie Jean and Beat It on the drum set, and just a kind of a mix of things that the community was into. So that was a lot of fun, and that's where I was just the last couple of hours. That's what I was up to. So anyways, guys, on your way in, hit that like button. I'm going to say hello to some people in the chat. We're going to have a good time right now, and I'm looking forward to this tasting. So let's see here. Let me get some stuff poured out so I can at least say cheers properly. All right, so let's get a little bit of this 86 poured out. And when I say a little bit, I mean a lot because I need a freaking drink, guys. Life has been hectic. I don't know how it is for you guys. I'm so glad it's fall. I'm glad the temperatures are falling. But oh my God, things have been crazy. So crazy. Let's see. So I saw Cheech, I saw Joe, and Cheech is reminding everybody, please hit that like. Yes, please hit the like button, guys. I know this was a last minute kind of pop-up Sunday sip-along. I mentioned I was going to do it, but I never got the thumbnail up until like 30 minutes ago. So hit that like button. Help us get a few more people in here. Good evening, Toshi. Good evening, Jeb. Fancy Boy showing out for the OF. We're going to say that's Old Forester for the night. That's what you meant, right? Is this prestige worldwide? Zach Jones thumbnail on standby. Let's see. Jake McKee's in the house. YPC, what's up, dude? Toshi's watching, but sadly no drams. Got hand, foot, mouth. Oh man, I'm sorry. Courtesy of my daughter, will enjoy the tasting notes. Cheers, David. I see you in here now. Cheech says temps falling. It was in the 90s. Yeah, it was. It was 95 here like Wednesday, and now it's like officially, sub 70. We're getting into the fall temperatures, which is good. We need that. So as you can see, guys, by the way, no graphics, none of these crazy graphics like I usually do, those things. I didn't have time to make it. So we're not doing that tonight. And honestly, I don't mind not having that on the screen. I think it is a little bit much to some degree. So anyways, let me say cheers to you guys. Let me know if you've got something in your glass, if you have one of these Old Foresters in your glass, or if you're sipping on something else, if you're already kind of deep into your Sunday sipping. So cheers, guys. Like I said, I just scarfed down some chicken and potatoes. I heated up real quick, so my palate needs a second to kind of get adjusted here. But let's go ahead. I'm going to get this Old Forester 100 poured out. Let me know in the chat what you guys think of these pours. Before we get into them, I'd love to hear your opinions. I have a confession to make. I have never, ever owned a bottle of Old Forester 86 or Old Forester 100. Never. I have tried both of these at bars, you know, that like when I go to a bar and if everything's really expensive, but they've got one of these on standby and it's like $5-6, I'm always pulling the trigger on that. But I have never owned a bottle, never sat down and tasted these things in earnest. And so actually, to me, that's part of the reason I really wanted to taste these on a taste along with you guys, because I'm coming into this pretty much with zero preconception of what I'm going to be getting here. And I also brought along 2 other bottles that I think could be interesting comparisons, right? First off is the Cooper's Craft 100, which I rave about. A lot of other people rave about. I love this bottle. So this is obviously an interesting comparison to the 100 proof because both of these are bottled at 100 proof. Cooper's Craft is considered a Brown-Forman product, not an Old Forester product specifically, but that's fine. They come from the same company, more or less. And then on the flip side, because we have the Old Forester 86 and it's at 86 proof, this Calumet Farm small batch, which is a blend of 15-year and 8-year bourbon, this is also at 86 proof. And I wasn't a big fan of this when I first tried it. As you guys know, Matt Porter is definitely not a big fan of the red label one, which is just, I believe, an 8-year, which is actually bottled, I think, at 90 proof, a little higher than this. This 15 and 8-year blend is at 86 proof, so that might be an interesting comparison to this 86. So this little sip along might turn into a little bit of a comparison game here, and here, and we'll just kind of see how this goes. If it's taking forever, maybe I'll just cut it off. Or if you guys say this is freaking boring, then I'll cut it off. But I do have to get in the shower after this real quick, and so I can watch House of the Dragon with Sarah tonight. This is our night for House of the Dragon, and Friday night was Rings of Power. So we're deep into some of these shows right now. What's the other one we're watching? Oh, the one with Steve Carell, The Patient. We're watching The Patient right now. That's a really good one too. So, okay. Whew, I got to get one more glass. So if you guys are hanging out tonight, I just want to say thank you for stopping by, especially at the last minute like this. Really, really appreciate you being here and hanging out. Jake McKee says, Old Forester 100 I use for mixers, never had Old Forester 86. Yeah, I think the 86 I've had at a bar one time, because usually I'm going to go for the 100 if I have the opportunity. Jeffrey Wack, what's up, man? Hello again to you, whiskey friend. YPC, dude, thank you. Young Pei Chen coming in with a $20 super chat. I appreciate you, man, and absolutely did not have to do that, but I sincerely appreciate your support. He says, if I'm in a position to do an Old Forester pick, I would request 100 proof option rather than barrel strength. 100 proof picks are less common than the trade bait that barrel strength picks are, and closer to the 1910, 1920 profile. You know, I'm not super well versed. I've only had a couple of 100 proof picks. I've had plenty of the barrel strength picks, and I don't know that I've ever had one where I'm like, wow, I would love to own a backup of that bottle. I mean, they're too hot. They're too young. It just is what it is. But I think that 100 proof is a good call, because I think if you stumble upon a really good barrel, when they get proofed down just a little bit, as we've seen up here with the 117 series, when those things get proofed down just a bit, they really, really open up. Now, I know those barrels are maybe a little bit older back there that were in those blends, but like that Whiskey Row Fire was only 100 proof. Unbelievable. That bottle was so good. So good. Matt Porter, man, what is up, dude? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Stay classy, says Cheech. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, Star Wars dropped as well. I have really not stayed up on a bunch of the new The Mandalorian. I don't even know what else is out there. The Boba Fett thing. I haven't stayed up on it because everything I see from this point forward has been so Disney-fied. It's really killing me. What? Oh, 21090 is in the house. Cheers. Good to see you. ADHD is here, man. Here to stay. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, let's do this. I don't have any precursor info to say about these bottles. Clearly 86 proof over here, 100 proof over here. Actually, let me reverse them So it's left to right for you guys. Okay, which means I'm going to reverse the outside bottles too for the other comparisons we're going to do. There we go. Okay. 86, 100 proof. I don't know the mash bill on these things. If you guys do know it, drop it in the chat. I think it 72, 18, 10. Are these things 72, 18, 10 mash bill? I think that's right. And age, I'm not entirely sure on age either. Hey guys, if you're jumping in here right now, we're getting started. Please hit that like button. Please, please, please. It's so easy and it helps so freaking much. Would greatly appreciate it. And if you're just now stopping by, I'm not wearing this for fun, I promise. I just got home from playing a concert. Yeah, Matt, that's why. The butler from Mr. Deeds. All right. 86 proof now on the nose. Let me know if you're sipping along with me. Yeah, first thing I'm getting out of this is just a whole heaping bunch of bananas. Yeah, I'm getting bananas, and you know what? Old Forester, to me, not like a big citrus bomb usually. I'm actually getting a good bit of orange out of the glass, too. Yeah, very sweet bananas and orange. Just a lot of citrus and kind of tropical fruits. Yeah, vanilla, kind of like these fruits sprinkled with a little bit of sugar. It's nice. It's nice. And I'm going to come back to the nose, of course. My palate is a little wonky right now, so let's see how this thing does. Cheers, guys. It's a little bready on the palate. Yeah, a little yeasty, little bready there. YPC, I saw your comment. I can't put that on the screen, but that's funny. Unfortunately, I did not. Jake McKee is sipping on some 1910, some Old Forester 1910, the only Old Forester that he has right now. Look, I might be a 1910 over 1920 person these days. In the new bottle design, the 1910 got like markedly better with the new bottle design, which at this point is probably like a year old. So to call it new is maybe not accurate. And then the 1920, I feel like got a little bit worse. Even still, though, I got to be honest, like the older design 1920, I still thought was too bright and too young. The new 1910 to me is so good and really dark. I love that stuff. I like this 86 proof on the nose. I'm going to come back to it. I just want to get into the 100 proof sort of quickly here because, my God, I need this in my body. I need some alcohol in my veins. I'm sorry, guys. Let's see. Ben says, first time in the live. Awesome. Well, welcome. And thank you for jumping in, especially on a last minute stream like this. This kind of caught some people by surprise, and our numbers are not big tonight, but that's okay. It's going to be a good hang. And just another reminder, everybody, hit that like button. But Ben says the quality is outstanding. What kind of camera do you use? So Ben, I don't know if you're like a camera whiz, photo, video guy. I'm using an A7S II, Sony A7S II, and I have a Sigma 24-70 lens on there. So this is the setup. I have two of them right now. My second camera is down here. Right? So let's see. Let's get it to at least, I think I have center focus on it right now. Yeah. So both of these are the same setup, the A7S II, the 24-70 lens. And, you know, a lot of people are going to balk at the fact that I use a zoom lens. The reason I do it is because in this room, if I want to throw up a graphic like this, I can just zoom the lens out and get to 24, and it fits me in the frame, which is great. So that's the setup. And then I'm running through some Elgato Camlink 4K, sticks to get into the computer. So anyways, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I know it sounds like a bunch of mumbo jumbo. All right, guys, let's get into the Old Forester 100. We'll come back to the 86 after this, but I want to, instead of going so hard on the 86 at first, let's just get some more whiskey on the palate. Ooh. Yeah, this one's a little more peppery and leathery. I love when Old Forester products and Brown-Forman products in general, when they get that leathery note to them, it's similar to a high tier Four Roses barrel strength pick. One that I think of in particular, I have a great OESQ back there, tier 6 OESQ. When you get those high picks, those Four Roses, they get a lot of black pepper and they get a lot of leather. This Old Forester, some of the 117 bottlings, they get this way as well. And this has that leather quality that I like. Yeah, it's a little smoky, a little char, leather, that kind of thing. And less sweet. Ooh, but it's just a darker fruit all the way around. Yeah, and when you come back to the 86, everything is softer. It smells like watered down whiskey, you know, which it is. But it's softer, breadier, more vanilla, a little bit sweeter, more approachable for sure. Where the 100 proof, I think the 100 proof is right on the edge where like a beginning whiskey drinker might say, I don't know about this. Oh, yeah. All right, guys. Oh, Mark Vasco, what's up, man? Hey, we're on a new distillery today. Getting into some Old Forester here. Jennifer Price just picked up an Old Forester single barrel strength store pick. It's damn amazing. Well, I'm glad that yours is good because so many of them are a little hot, a little young. The one I have back there, I think it's like a, I don't know, 5th floor warehouse K or something. And it's just fine. It's okay. But on secondary, I think the value is reflecting the fact that they're not all that great because they used to go for like 180, 200 secondary. They're down to like 130, 140. I know market price or SRP is like 80 or 90 bucks. So it's not that much of a markup, to be completely honest. And if you told me like you got to choose Booker's or Old Forester barrel strength, I mean, I'm going to go Old Forester every day of the week, even if it's not a good pick, because chances are it's going to be better than most Bookers that are coming out these days. Gary Franchi, good to see you, man. Sorry, guys, a little all over the place in chat here. Big Vic is in the house. A little reference from ADHD Whiskey. That's awesome. Mojo, dude, what is up, man? Dude, about to sip on some Evan Williams single barrel from 02 and the new Wild Turkey Japanese 12-year. That's awesome, man. I am so curious about that new Wild Turkey, but the secondary price is just a little insane. Francis, what's up, man? Good to see you. Cheers, and thanks for stopping by. So, guys, and who is sipping along tonight? Either the 86 proof or the 100 proof. Let me know in the chat. I don't know if I'm just used to the banana note in the 86 proof, and it's a little more present there, because when I go to the 100 proof Old Forester, I'm really not getting... I don't know that I'm getting any banana on this, and I think it's maybe because I'm doing these side by side that I'm kind of losing it now. But by and large, to me, this is dark, all dark fruit, really dark cherry, leather, black pepper, with that leather note being extremely prominent for me, and some barrel char also. Mark Emmenecker, I just got back from a gig, man, and I had like literally 15 minutes to make a thumbnail and get this thing up. So, and try to eat a little bit of a, like not even dinner, just like a chicken breast and some potatoes. So it was a quick one here, but I wanted to make sure I went live tonight. Wow. Yeah. Even the 100 proof Old Forester is also pretty bready. I've never really noticed the breadiness on Old Forester products, and maybe, I don't know, I don't know why it's coming out so much more in these two for me than it has before, but I'm really picking up on some of that stuff right now. Joe is out of the 86, but has the 100. Doesn't look like a lot of people are sipping along tonight, and that's totally okay. That's all good. We're going to do some other comparisons, too, and maybe if you have the Cooper's Craft 100 or this Green Label Calumet Farm, you can also sip those with me. Or any other Old Forester product, or whatever the heck you want. You can pour some 1969 President's Choice, Toshi. Except not right now for you, my friend. But, hey, Toshi, since you're still in here, I had Sarah try the President's Choice last night. She also tried the 1971 Old Fitz that you sent. She tried the Heaven Hill 17. I'm looking at the samples right now. I think that's all that we had out of that sample pool. And then we also drank some Old Charter 7-year from the 80s, that flask that's right there, the yellow label. So we had some Dusties last night. She loved the President's Choice, dude. So thank you for sending that. I still have an ounce left to do a review and to enjoy. Jake, sorry. Have I had the Barrel Vantage? I have not, although it looks like I went to the liquor store right before I got home to pick these up on the way, and it looks like Barrel products are in Ohio now. We never used to get distribution on Barrel stuff, but I'm going to look out for Vantage at this point. I think the Barrel didn't send me Vantage because I still never put out a review of their Batch 32 bourbon. I just haven't had time, so they probably cut me off until I make that review happen, which is cool. I understand. Yeah, John's got a lot of the higher end stuff, not this. And that's, I understand, like when the higher end stuff is as available as it is, the 1910, 1920, even the picks, you know, it's like, it's easy to overlook these bottles. And like I said earlier in the stream, this is the first time I've ever owned these bottles and ever tasted them out of the bottle myself, besides just doing it at a bar. So yeah, Mark, I've said before in some of these recent streams, like I just don't go out whiskey hunting anymore. So I haven't even seen what we get distribution of at this point. I was shocked when I stopped by tonight. I think I was at just at a Kroger on the east side. It was like a lot of labels that I didn't think Ohio got, which is cool. Very cool. Derek still has some E.H. Taylor's. Oh, good to see you, Derek. Single barrel in his glass from dinner earlier. Now comparing that to the Old Forester 100. That's a cool comparison, probably. E.H. Taylor's going to have a little more refinement to it, but man, I tell you, like the profile of this 100 proof, I've got to say I like it. Now, the banana is coming out a little bit more now. When I just came back to it, haven't had it for a few minutes. Definitely coming out a little bit more, but I'm just loving the black pepper leather thing going on with that. So let's do a couple other comparisons here before we call it a night. This one's going to go a little over 30 minutes, and that's fine. Get a little bit more of these in my glass. Roy, what's up, man? Good to see you. Roy, sorry, dude. I meant to get back to you earlier. Roy is sending along a really epic Lagavulin my way and to some other whiskey lovers here in Ohio. I don't know if I should shout them out or not. Mike and Dustin. But he's sending along this insanely expensive Lagavulin. Some samples for all three of us to try, and I think that's going to be a really cool thing to do. So thank you, Roy. I can't wait to try that. And sorry about the lack of email responses. Whew. Burning the candle at every end. All right, so let's go back to Old Forester 86 now. And I want to compare it to this 86 proof Calumet Farm small batch. This thing is like $60, okay? A blend of 15 and 8-year whiskey. And truthfully, a somewhat comparable profile when you just think about the banana notes and the fruitiness between Barton and Old Forester here. Comparable, not exactly the same. Exact same proof, significantly younger, and about a third of the price here for this Old Forester. So let's see how these things do in sort of a side-by-side comparison. So this is the Old Forester here, the 86. All right, now let's go on to the Calumet Farm. Yikes. Yikes. Ooh. Wow, the Old Forester is way denser and way richer and sweeter all the way around. The Calumet Farm, it smells like a tire. It's a really weird thing. One note that Bruzel opened my eyes to is hairspray. If you water down your whiskey too much or put ice in it, it can start to smell like hairspray. And I used to say that this Calumet Farm small batch had that note when I first tasted it. Right now, I'm getting like rubber tire on it. That is not pleasant on the nose. It just smells so watered down. It has a little bit of a Buffalo Trace sweetness to it, kind of like this grape honey thing going on. Ugh, I don't know about that. I'm gonna taste the Old Forester 86 first. That's so solid. That is such a solid $20 bottle. Wow. Wow. Okay, now on to this Calumet Farm. This is interesting. It is so rubbery. I don't know. I did not pick this up before. This is the benefit of doing a side-by-side comparison. I would have never, I don't think I would have ever noticed this otherwise. Watery, man. Oh. Oh. Oh, weirdly spicy in the mid palate into the finish. Weirdly spicy. That's got to be the 18% rye coming through. Although I think both of these are 18% rye, if I'm not mistaken. Do you guys know the mash bill of Old Forester? Is Old Forester 72 1810? I can't remember. I get that mixed with Heaven Hill sometimes, which I think is 78 1210. I don't know. Let me know in the chat. Matt says 10 cup, 10 smash. Yeah. Dude, this Calumet, this thing is not good. That, save your money, go buy 2 of these bottles and have $20 left over, or buy both of these and have 15. I'm telling you what. Yeah, that's not even close. Derek says, interesting you say that. The banana and herbal nose reminded me of my Calumet 14 straight away. Yeah. Oh, man, thank you for the offer. I actually had a Redbreast 27 batch 3. I traded away my open bottle of it. I don't think I kept a sample for myself, but I appreciate the offer. Not necessary. I liked it, but I had a sample of batch 2 from Daniel P. I don't think Daniel's in the chat right now. The batch 2 I really liked, and the batch 3 I was just okay about, so I really appreciate it. But I think I'll pass on that one. Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't think, like, I think with Barrel, I really don't think it's I mean, I gave some of their stuff lukewarm reviews and stuff like that, but I just was the stuff that Aaron from Rubber Marketing that handles Barrel, Traverse City, Chicken Cock, like a lot of these brands, I've just been so behind that, you know, this is not a full-time job for me right now. It's hardly a part-time one, so it's really hard to get the time to like get through all those samples and the stuff I want to review in live streams and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I appreciate them sending it along, but now I've definitely started adding the caveat that if you send me something, it just might not get reviewed, you know, while I always try to at least get to it on a live stream. It's kind of been my thing. All right. I think a Buffalo Trace lover would like this Calumet Farm small batch, but there's no reason to buy this when you could get an Eagle Rare, even if you pay secondary for Eagle Rare, which is $50. That's cheaper than this bottle, and it's still a better buy than this. Okay. Any Buffalo Trace store pick is going to wipe the floor with this thing, and as I just learned, Old Forester 86, the same exact thing. So I'm just going to get this I'm just going to get this shit out of here. That is not good. Plain and simple. So let's move this over. Now let's get to this comparison, which is Old Forester 100 to Cooper's Craft, which I'm maybe the most excited about, to be honest. I love Cooper's Craft 100. Super dark whiskey, 100 proof. Relatively easy to find in my area, at least. I know some distribution varies depending on where you're at. That's, you know, this thing, 35, 32 bucks. This is about 25. So we do have a little bit of a price increase there, but let's see what this is like. Hey, we got 58 hanging out right now, only 38 likes. So please hit that like button if you do come in right now. I've already tasted both the 86 and 100, doing some other comparisons now. Get through this, and then we'll kind of wrap things up and get you guys on your way. And I'm going to go watch House of Dragon after this. So, but hit that like button, please, and thank you. Okay. For those of you just joining us, I've mentioned that this Old Forester 100 does have some breadiness. The 86 has a lot more. But the 100 stands out for me because of its leather, its black pepper, a darker, more full fruit note to it, and a little less banana. And a really nice drinking experience, too. Not a super long palate on it, but it's full-bodied, full of flavor, and an incredible value. So I dig that. Now let's go on to Cooper's Craft 100. And the deal with Cooper's Craft is that they chisel the barrels. It sounds like. Yeah, I think they chisel the barrels so that there's a little bit more contact with the distillate. Let's see. Barrels that have post-char chiseled interiors. This deepens the whiskey's wood exposure, creating a robust taste profile. Okay, so there we go. Let's see. A little more mellow on the nose, actually. Yeah, the Old Forester 100 jumps out of the glass. Cooper's Craft. The Cooper's Craft is more refined on the nose. It's really dark, but it's a little more mellow. Not in like a disappointing way. I'm not smelling that going, oh man, why isn't this, punching me in the nose? It's just more mellow. Feels a little more mature. Let's just say that. Okay. Let me catch up with the chat real quick. Yeah, Cheech. Everybody go subscribe to Cheech's channel. Whiskey Encore. Give him a sub. Thank you, Mojo. Yeah, guys, hit the like button. Here we got 50 likes. That really helped. We got like 14 just from saying that. So thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Let's see. Cooper's for the win, says Tommy D. Tommy, what's up, man? Top Dog is in here too. I think I missed you earlier. Okay. Roy says House of Dragon is great. Crazy death last episode. Are you talking about no, we wouldn't be talking about tonight's episode. That hasn't aired yet. I can't remember last week. I have to watch the recap. All right. Miracle Martinez says, any thoughts on the Smoke Wagon bottled in bond straight rye? I have not tried this yet, and I haven't tried the malted rye at cask strength. I haven't tried that either. So we don't get that in Ohio, and I'm not going to pay secondary for those bottles, unfortunately. All right, let's do Cooper's on the palate, then we'll continue on with this comparison. Cheers, guys. Oh, wow. 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 Cooper's Craft. The palate is the differentiator on that. That is a super long. The spice is just carrying through from the front of the tongue all the way back into the finish now. That is a super spicy whiskey. Oh. And the whole time, I kind of have goosebumps. I never sit down and compare a lot of lower priced, highly available bottles like this. What's really neat about it is even when you just go from Old Forester 86 down to the garbage that was that Calumet Farm Green Label, and now back up to this 100 proof and now the Cooper's Craft, because this is I'm going to say it right now. This is my favorite whiskey of the bunch. And having gone through all these comparisons, it makes this seem like a really, really good bottle. And when you don't compare it next to an Elijah Craig Barrel Proof or, some of these other really allocated bottles, when you're not doing that comparison, this thing comes off incredibly well. So on the palate, like the whole time that the spice is rolling back, it's delivering flavor with it, fruitiness, that kind of thing. It's not spice for spice's sake. Very integrated whiskey. Yeah. Wow. And the nose is just a little bit more muted than you might expect once you taste it on the palate. The 100 seems a little bit sharper, a little more like lemon citrus now, which I wasn't picking up before, but compared to the Cooper's Craft, it's a little bit more of like a lemon thing. And the palate is so much thinner. Back to Cooper's. Oh my God. A little medicinal on the cherry and grape in the Cooper's Craft. But I'm cool with it. For $35, holy crap. Guy Davis says, Old Forester 100 is a regular on my bar. I love it. Kevin Rhodes, Old Forester 100 versus Cooper's 100 versus Heaven Hill 7. I do not like the Heaven Hill 7 year. Plain and simple. I just can't get into it. I think it's thin and nutty. And the last time I had it, I wasn't a fan. I like the 6-year bottled and bond that they discontinued. But I'm going to take Cooper's Craft over that. I don't even need to do the comparison. I totally would if I had the bottle with me. Right now, it's in my basement. Yeah, to me, that's going to be... Oh, nice. Jason may or may not be posting a Smoke Wagon experimental rye video in the near future. Nice one, man. I still have half a sample of the D batch from that. So maybe I should make a review of just that one. I wish I had all 4 to compare, but that's okay. Oh, Roy, I remember that. Spoiler alert, I remember that in the last episode now. Aiden, is everything okay? Yeah, okay. Sorry, I saw what Cheech said. Now I'm reading your comment. Yeah, man, take care of yourself. Look, I deal with a lot of that as I'm too busy. I spread myself too thin. And as a performer, I think we all have a little bit of something going on, mentally. What's the best quote that I've ever heard is if you want to, if you want to hide, find a stage, which is like such a true thing. You get on stage to hide, not to be seen, not to perform. It's, as an artist, it makes a lot of sense to me, but you got to take care of yourself, man. And, to me, when I'm feeling that way, what I tend to do is I know it's not good to isolate yourself, but I just wipe my slate clean, my schedule, and focus on doing one thing that day that makes me feel good. And when I achieve it, I feel like I've achieved something that day, and I have to be happy about that and not feel like I need to do more or, something like that. All right, let's get back to this comparison. A couple more sips, and then I'm going to get out of here. At the end of the day, you can't go wrong with any of these Old Forester products. They really make young whiskey taste good, I've got to say. But if you can find Cooper's Craft in your area and you don't own this bottle and you like the Old Forester profile, I'm going to tell you, please go pick one of these up. I think this is one of the best values in whiskey today. Russell's 10, fantastic. When you're talking about like $30, $35 bottles. That's so good. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Mom. Derek says, I should be getting to try that D-Char rye here soon. Friend got one from the smoke. I did not know they put them up on the website. That's awesome. Hollywood says, broke out some Old Forester 1920 to drink along. Cheers. Let me grab my 1910. That'll be the last thing I sip. Let me grab my 1910, the newest label. This just turned into a freaking Old Forester stream, and that's okay. The real comparison... Wow, that is so dark. Oh my god, that's so dark. 1910 is so stinking dark. Look at that. I mean, come on. Cooper's Craft is no light whiskey, but the Old Forester 1910 makes it look like chump change. Holy crap. All right, the real comparison here is Cooper's Craft 100 to Old Forester 1910, right? Wow, 1910 is just chocolate. Wow. That's so good. It's so... I love how bittersweet the 1910 is. The old 1910 to me was just sickly sweet and very bright. This stuff has like a bittersweet chocolate note in it. Oh. It's a little round, you know? It doesn't quite have the spice. Going back to the Coopers, definitely already on the nose, getting some spice, but the sweetness of the Coopers, as compared to how bittersweet and dark the 1910 is, the Coopers almost has a little artificial sweetness on the nose now, which I was definitely not getting before. But man, the palate on that thing is incredible. So there's only one thing to do now. Gotta blend them. That was probably like 60% 1910, 60% 1910, 40% Cooper's 100. Yeah, John, I would agree with those notes. It's just a s'more in a glass. Yeah, Derek, I think a lot of people read 1910 and Woodford Double Oaked as, like you're saying, astringent, sour, too oaky. I've always read it as really way sickly sweet and bready. And the new 1910 has changed that for me. The new 1910 made me actually like 1910. Jeb, I've not tried the barrel strength rye. Let me think. The small batch rye that I tried was super funky. It tasted like aged cheese. It was a crazy whiskey. The barrel strength bourbon I have is a really young one. So that one, it's good. It just needs a little more age in the barrel. Whereas I think the new single barrels that have come out are much older than the one that I have. Okay. All right, let's try this final blend for the night. Definitely pretty muted on the nose. Ooh, that almost works. That almost works. I think it needs a little more Cooper's Craft 100. The spice is just peeking through, but not quite enough. All right, a little more Cooper's 100 in there. Let's give it a little Matt Porter SJ. That's a much better nose now. It's actually jumping out of the glass with flavor. It's okay. That's okay. I might just take Cooper's 100 by itself, honestly. I don't think it needs to be blended with the 1910. All right. Well, Derek says I might have to snag some new label from a friend. Yeah. Definitely try the new label stuff. Definitely give it a try. Okay, guys. I am going to get out of here. Roy, I'm so excited for the Dram of the Century, man. This 21-year Lagavulin. It's way, way too expensive for me. And Young Pei Chang says, cheers to Jackie's time at Old Forester. Yeah, cheers to that. Cheers to that. All right. I'm out of here, y'all. I don't think I missed anything in the chat. I know I've been jumping around a little bit. This stream kind of went all over the place. That's okay. Sorry for looking like a big old nerd. I'm glad Trev Wilson's not here to call me a nerd. But let's do a final gigantic concoction blend of all of these things, except for that Calumet Farm, because that sucks. That can stay over there. Here's the dealio for the week in terms of live streams. No Tuesday Tastealong. I'm going to be teaching till 9:15 that night. Thursday, there will be a live stream Thursday night. And let me confirm. Yes, Thursday night's live stream will be at 10 p.m. Okay, so it's a late one on Thursday night. I'm gonna do my best to have a pretty big giveaway on Thursday night. That is to be determined, but I really don't know what it's gonna be yet. It could be a Michter's 10 Rye, it could be a cigar blend. It's gonna be something in that range, and like an epic bottle Thursday night for that giveaway. I don't know the theme of the live stream yet. I've just got to figure it all out. So any suggestions, hit me up. Otherwise, I'm going to maybe do a blind and some other things. I haven't done a blind in a while. I'd like to do that. So kind of get back into testing my skills and everything. So cheers, guys. I'm going to go see my wife. I haven't seen her enough this week or ever. Jeez. All right. See you guys soon. Before I go. Yeah, that blends just fine. All right. I'm out.